All right, I'm Wade Pearce, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about resiliency today. The name of the presentation is Fostering Resiliency in Vulnerable Children. These are some of the lessons I've learned from foster care, Eagle Ranch, Chestnut Mountain, teaching in DeKalb County, and research. Started working on a PhD in resiliency. My big question was, how are some kids able to overcome horrible circumstances and still live meaningful, productive lives? Where is that courage coming from, and was there any way as an educator I could help them? Unfortunately, I have a confession to make, I didn't have the resiliency to finish the PhD. I learned a ton and met some great people and was able to turn it into a 6-year degree, so that's where I am today. So this happened at the Pioneer RESA leadership meeting, this inception for this talk. I was looking at whole child, ready to lead, learn, and live, and I thought there are a lot of kids that show up aren't ready for that. So how do we help them get there? If you want to look at resiliency research, the seminal work is Overcoming the Odds by Warner and Smith. They did a 40-year study, longitudinal study of 350 kids with overwhelming risk factors and kind of set up the whole study of resiliency. Resiliency is basically just the balance of risk factors versus protective factors. Risk factors are addiction issues, criminal behavior, chaos, lack of supervision in the home. Protective factors are the opposite. That's what we offer at school. The best thing that you can find on protective factors is what's called the circle of courage: belonging, mastery, independence, and generosity. So what I'm planning on doing is going through those 4 components with you, and I'm also going to introduce you to one of my heroes, Mwalimu Usu Clark. So we're going to look at belonging, mastery, independence, and generosity, and then I'll introduce you to him. And on belonging, it is just simply belonging to something that is bigger than yourself. A sense of belonging is to a child as oil is to a car. You run a car without oil and that engine becomes damaged. You run a kid without a sense of belonging and you've got trouble. Next would be mastery. Everybody is good at something. Search for strengths and cast a vision for these kids. You often see more than they do in their life. And if school were based on music, art, and drama, I would have been self-contained special ed my whole academic career. Independence, we have a say in our story. Positive choices lead to positive outcomes. Negative choices lead to negative outcomes. The victim mentality must be overcome, and we can't save kids from harsh consequences that they brought on themselves. And then last is generosity. It's just giving back. But you can't give what you don't have. So the 4th component begins to appear when belonging, mastery, and independence are starting to take place. And it's a great indicator to see when kids start giving back. So my last insight before we meet Mwalimu is this: it's not about me. It's not about me as an individual saving a child. It's about a coalition of people. I've learned that at-risk kids are always scanning their horizon for adults that they can trust, people that they can make a part of their coalition to kind of get them through life. And so they form their own coalition of trustworthy adults just to help them along the way. I'm just there as a person to help them make better choices because it's all about them. Well, here's Mwalimu. I met Mwalimu when he was in 1st grade. He was 7 years old back in 1995. I asked him about school and he said, "Man, I hate school. All them teachers give me is F's." I said, "Well, we'll work on that." This is him building his coalition of adults. That's Jay Varner, myself, there's Harold Melton, Ashio. These are the guys that we brought him into kind of a sense of belonging with us, and we just walked along life with him. This is Mwalimu in middle school. He began to show an interest in history and geography, NFL football. He had an incredible memory. So we all just began to encourage him that that's something that he needs to pursue. He's now a teacher in Wayne County. This is a great example of independence. Mwalimu graduated from Southside High School in 2006. After going to alternative school, he got it. Then he earned a scholarship to Lincoln Memorial University and graduated from there with honors. Now this is Mwalimu today, giving back. He took us to a Falcons game. That's him and his son, Mwalimu Jr. That's his beautiful wife, Tremilia, Mwalimu Jr. in Montreal. They live in Wayne County, and he's a great example of those 4 components I talked about. The Clark family has enriched our lives beyond measure. They've given far more to me than I can ever give to them. This is my son, Wade, and Mwalimu Jr. are the best of friends, they're like brothers, and all I can say to you is I appreciate what you do on a daily basis. And so I'm praying for all of us that we can create a place of belonging in our schools and classrooms, and maybe, just maybe, one of those kids will pick us to be a part of their coalition. Thank you.